All right, welcome to M Galleries. We are experiencing Experience by Rodney Kamal Jackson. I'm going to read Rodney's statement here for the exhibition. And so here it goes. Experience is a mixed media event of visual art, music, fashion, literature, and more. Rodney Kamal Jackson's creative journey began with his interest in fashion, which led him to winning Best Dressed in high school. During this time, he also explored his passion for music as both a rap artist and music producer. His artistic expression extended beyond music as he took on roles in various television and film productions. Building on his versatility and talent in the entertainment industry, most recently, while preparing to move, Rodney found himself cleaning out his home. In this process, he came across an old painting. Rather than discarding it, he chose to transform the piece by repurposing it as an abstract work of art. This moment sparked a new phase in his artistic pursuits, leading him to paint continuously on both canvas and clothing. You can check out Rodney's Instagram. It's rodney.kamal.jackson on Instagram. So, I want to welcome Rodney. Thank you for sharing your work with us here at M Galleries. And so, yeah, if you want to just
Thank
jump
you
in.
for the opportunity.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Thanks for sharing all. And we're going to go through. I love your multimedia approach. So, but if you want to just give us a little bit of you in general, your background, we would love to hear it. So please jump into that.
Well, I mean, I've always had an interest in art. I took art for 2 years in high school, but then I kind of forgot about it after that. Went to the military, got out, went to the career, and you know, then I started pursuing music again, like you said,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
did that for a while, and always been interested in creating.
Yeah, if you can see that, I love that.
Actually, my son helped me create that first one, that what I was gonna discard.
Oh,
I
okay.
was,
Oh,
he
the
helped me
painting, you mean?
put a little bit of paint on there. Yeah,
Oh, very cool. Oh,
you know,
excellent, excellent.
he helps me with a lot of my stuff.
Oh, excellent.
You
That's
know,
great to hear. So you collaborate with your family
yeah,
on the work. That's really
yep,
cool.
he reads lines with me for my acting stuff.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah. So can you go into a little bit what's behind you here? So we have a series of 16 paintings. And so, really, an amazing grouping of, we're talking about non-representational artwork. So, what draws you to paint this way? What drives you to paint this way?
well, I mean, it's just a matter of starting out with the canvas and putting some paint on, and then seeing where it takes me.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Some of them I got idea from a painting that a used painting that I bought and repurposed.
Uh huh.
Some of them I use different, tried different things like laundry ball here,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
squeegee,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
just splatter. Um, this one here, I wanted to go into the frame.
Yeah, I love that the frame's painted. Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to do some more of those. That one there, I was inspired by blue tape. I was using
Blue
blue
tape.
tape.
Oh, some blue
Yeah,
tape.
I was
Yeah.
using blue tape to paint to mask something. But then when I saw the blue tape on the canvas, I said I kind of want to do something with that blue. You
Yeah.
know,
The geometry, right?
yeah. So that's how that one came about.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Yeah, we're just talking about how I love that they're all so different, but they also have your fingerprints. So you can see that there's a consistent thread. It's really hard to describe in words, but I can look at these paintings together, all very different, but also have a very similar kind of outlook. So yeah, that's a really great thing as a painter to have such a variety of ways of working with the material.
yeah, and I've been doing it about 4 years. So
Hmm.
I started researching painting, and then now all I do is go to galleries and stuff like that and see,
Excellent.
watch different artists. So I've been trying different techniques. So that's part of the reason why a lot of them are different.
Hmm.
I've been trying different techniques:
Yeah, yeah.
a wet rag, a hairbrush, a stick, or
Hmm.
whatever. So
Hmm.
that's why they're all different.
Excellent.
Just trying different techniques, and there's still more techniques I want to try.
Yeah, so it's a very process, oriented way of making, that you just letting the material kind of speak, right? We're talking about that earlier as well, like letting the material speak for you, like, and you can interact with the material in like a, like it's a collaboration, with paint, really, I love that element. So, yeah, and if
Question.
oh, you got a question? Sure.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't want to
No,
interrupt,
you're
but
not at all.
No problem.
while we're on the topic, I know that you already repurpose like the paints that you use, but are the canvases also repurposed? Like
Yeah,
when you shop for art materials, do you buy new materials to start with, or do you repurpose old canvases that you find?
yeah, that's a good question. None of these are new canvases. They're all used paintings that I bought from the thrift store.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Nice.
So
We love that.
Yeah.
We're all about repurposing.
yeah, and like I was telling him, this one here, there was a two buildings, a meadow, and I forgot it was a pathway going through here, and I just used the shapes of that,
To make
and
the
went over it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where I got the idea for
That's
that.
nice.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of the underpainting somewhere, in these. You're reacting to the underpainting, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, most of them are
What's that?
most of them are not the underpainting. Some of them I just painted over painted
Yep.
canvas over white or whatever, and then went over it. But some of them I actually
Sure.
went over the underpainting, which that one I did. This one I did a little bit, but that was about it though.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
But yeah, all used canvases
mm-hmm.
from the thrift store.
Wow. So that the one that's directly behind your left shoulder.
This one?
Yes, that one. Yes. Is there spray paint used on there?
Yeah, I used some spray. I did use some spray paint on the white. The white is spray
There
paint.
you go. There you go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
neat.
all of the paint is house paint because I'm also in the real estate business. I had
There you
a bunch
go.
of houses and stuff and
That makes
paint
sense.
from
Yeah.
different houses. And then when I was, when I moved into my new house, I brought all the paint I had paint scattered in different houses. I brought them all and I just started using all the paints.
I love it.
So that's why it's all house paint. And now I go to when I go to the Home Depot, they have what they call oops paint.
The oops, but we love oops.
Yeah.
paint.
I like oops paint. That's fun.
Sometimes I go there just to see what oops paint.
Yes,
they have,
that's right.
So that's where a lot of the paint came from. And so I bought some acrylic paint, and I'm gonna start trying out some oil paint.
Nice.
See how they work better. I mean, which one I like better, and like some people might use acrylic for certain things and oil for others.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to see how they work as compared to the house paint.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And who knows,
Yeah.
I might change it. But I still have I have stacks and stacks of house paint. So
Yeah. No, I love that. Like that. I remember a while ago, like that was like exclusively what I would get for school, like the oops paint.
yeah,
There's far fewer oops paints available now.
yeah, that's true.
Unfortunately, because now everything's like computerized,
Yeah.
So it's tougher to get oops paint, but it does still exist there, and I do whenever I go to Home Depot, I always look for that.
And if anybody doesn't know, oops paint comes in small containers.
It could be larger, depends.
Yeah, sometimes a larger.
Depends, yeah.
Like if somebody buys a can of paint for their house and then they don't like it, they bring it back. They don't get a full refund, but they get I guess a store credit or whatever, and then they resell it a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
But the small containers are like 50 cents. But the bigger containers still could be like $10, but it's still a lot cheaper than a gallon of paint. So I definitely, now I have about every color. So
That's fantastic. Yeah, and it kind of reminds me of there's a painter that I'm a huge fan of. His name's Frank Stella, and Frank Stella early on in his career, he made like very large paintings, like gigantic paintings, like 10 feet, 20 feet long, big paintings. And he was asked, like, ask about the colors he would use in his paintings. He's like, why do you use these colors? And I loved his response. And he goes, because they were the cheapest thing I could buy.
Well,
I love how there's something so wonderful about that response, like about practicality, honesty. So anyway, yeah.
Well, I have some new paintings I'm working on, and I've been painting the canvases, and I did just that. I have a bunch of canvases that I was going to paint over, and I said, well, I have all these paints here. Which one do I have the most of? Or which one, haven't I used yet? So I said, I'm just going to, I lined up the paint. So I just started going one by one and taking whichever the next color is, painting the canvas, and then I'll take it from there.
That's right. Yeah, I love it. And the unlit series. Yeah, exactly. What is the most? Yeah, what's the most pragmatic, practical, efficient? There's something really wonderful about using that as a methodology in making paintings. It's like using what's here, using what you have, using thrift surfaces, and it adds so much to the object that you're making. And the other artist that I thought about your work, the one painting that Lane mentioned, I think is very much a Monet. It's very Monet-like. So if you look at late Monet's, his lily paintings, where it gets really, really abstract, that has very much a Monet vibe. If you can, I'll try to pull up the one that I'm thinking of. But I
just like that he uses my name and Monet in the same sentence.
Yeah, no, truly, I see that. I absolutely see that. Yeah, so I'm here. This series is making me think about Stella. It's made me think about Monet, and of course Pollock. I think about Jackson Pollock a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with your drips. And
I definitely want to do some bigger ones.
Yeah. So do you have who are your favorite painters or artists that you think about? Because we could talk about Basquiat earlier, and
Basquiat is one of them.
Yeah,
but see, unfortunately, I didn't go to school for art, and I don't know all the top artists, but I know Basquiat is one that stands out.
Yeah.
I like his work. It's very abstract. Yeah. It's something that he makes it look easier than it really is. So I'd have to say Basquiat. But I have my best friend is an artist.
Yes,
he's one of my influences. My best friend is an artist.
Who's that? What's his name?
His name is Aaron Kai. And
what kind of stuff does he do?
He does a lot of, he like horror stuff.
Oh, okay.
He does a lot of horror stuff. Jaws, Terminator, and I have a few his pieces in my house. But he'll do anything, he'll do commission work, he'll do a portrait of somebody, but he likes to do, movie stuff, horror movie stuff. And he'll make a painting look like a photograph. So I definitely have to say when we were kids, he was we'd be hanging out. And he'd be like, I'm going home to draw,
Yeah.
And so he's a master, so he's definitely one of my influences.
Nice.
So if he sees this, then hopefully he'll get that message.
Yeah, give nice. That's a good shout out to him. So do you get? So what other ways do you get inspiration? So I know you're a multimedia person. Like, do you get inspired from going out for a walk? Do you get inspired from going to the beach? Do you get inspired from being, working with your family? Like, what are the biggest inspirations for what you do?
I'd have to say, being that I'm an insomniac and I have trouble sleeping.
Oh, yeah.
All kinds of crazy stuff going through my head when I'm trying to sleep, keeping me awake. So I guess that,
Oh, so inspiration from like kind of the dreamscape.
I guess so. I'd have to say that, yeah.
Does the artwork help you sleep, or does it keep you awake? Because I've had the experience where sometimes it will lull me off to sleep because it's calming, and then sometimes I find myself in the middle of a project and I'm up all night.
It will more keep me awake than help me sleep, because I'll be thinking, well, what am I gonna do to this painting, or which direction am I gonna go and with that, and I want to do this painting. I'm thinking of what I want to do, so I'd say it keeps me up more than help me sleep. Sometimes I'll get up and go to paint something just because I'll get up. I have by my bed. I'll have a pad or something. I get up and draw something while I'm supposed to be sleeping. So
yeah. Well, actually,
I wish it could help me sleep.
Creative time. Like as an artist, when do you find your brain at its most creative? Like, I get great ideas when I am tired and kind of lulling off to sleep, and I also get great ideas, strangely enough, and I've heard that this happens when I'm in water. If I'm taking a shower, I'll get the most creative ideas when I'm in water.
Interesting.
Well, I find myself when I should be sleeping at 4 o'clock in the morning, messing around either because I sew too, sewing or painting, or instead of when I should be going to bed, I'll start painting or sewing and stuff. So
how did you deal with that when you were in the military? They're so regimented.
well, when I was in the military, I wasn't really. I just started painting like 4 years ago, and so when I was in the military, I wasn't really thinking of art and creativity.
Yeah.
In the military, I was thinking about the drill sergeant.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I mean, no, this didn't start. And I mean, I was always into fashion. I went to modeling school and all that stuff. But as far as painting, I never painted. Like I said, I took 2 years of art in high school, and then I pretty much forgot about art. I mean, I always liked art. To him, when you buy art, put it on your walls, and go to a museum, whatever. But as far as the creative process, I didn't really start that until like I said, like 4 years ago. As far as with the painting.
Yeah. Well, I would love to go since we have a piece of your work behind you on the mannequin. So can we talk about, and you're wearing it too. So can we talk about your fashion element, to the show? Because we have in this show we have painting, we have fashion, we have music, and we have literature. So we have a wide. So why don't you jump into a little bit about your fashion side?
Well, back to my friend again. He used to paint jackets. He used to work for Ralph Lauren. He used to get jackets and stuff, and he painted. He painted some great pieces on jackets, and I actually have a jacket of his. Well, I made it into a vest. It's a leather, a denim vest.
Oh, very cool.
With a Terminator on the back. And everywhere I go, I get compliments on it. And I was like, I want to. I wouldn't mind, paint. I can't paint the Terminator like him, but I said I want to paint something on there, abstract painting or something. And I started painting on the clothes. And then, I got this jacket and another vest really, and I started having a tailor sew the patches on. So, I have patches all over here, right?
That's great.
So, $10 a patch started adding up. Like I had this vest I spent like $200 putting patches on this vest.
Yep.
So I said, let me buy a sewing machine. So, I bought a sewing machine. I started sewing my own stuff. And then, it just the process keeps taking over and growing. So now I said, I want to make my own stuff. Like all the clothes I had, everything, is my own stuff.
All you. Yep.
So I started doing this. And this is just the beginning of this.
Yeah, I love that.
This is with bleach. But see, I had to get
cool.
all these. And I spent half of my time going to thrift stores looking for stuff that I can use as a stencil. Like when I during Halloween, when I went and bought every Halloween, every skeleton off of the shelf, just to use to the head. So then I had to, do a little work to them, cut the nose out, do some work with the eyes and stuff. And then I go diamond, I cut these out myself, this hair. So everywhere I go looking for some stuff to use as a stencil for that, And then I'm also doing some hand painting too, which I didn't do any of that. I didn't bring any of that here, but this is all just with the bleach. So I've been trying different things. Online I saw people using bleach to paint stuff. Actually, some people I actually painted with a brush with bleach too. This is more of the spray, but I've been using a brush to paint with bleach. Drip, spray, and and some things I might sew something I might paint, sometimes both. So I'm gonna have a lot of more fashion coming, but most of the fashion I had was this for myself, just like the art was. When I first started painting, I just started painting to put stuff on my walls in my house. That was the only reason I started painting. I didn't start out painting to be an artist, as I guess. I just was decorating my house. But then I started let me turn this off.
Yeah, pause 1 second.
I just started going to galleries, and I said, talk to Frank. Frank gave me the opportunity to be here, which I appreciate. He's gonna be my mentor in the business.
Yeah, there we go.
But
I like that.
hats.
And we have the
you know,
Scullies. Yep.
So I'm always looking for, stuff to.
Well, judging from your
make-
statement, so was fashion like your first kind of creative outlet, or what would you say? Like, what's your origin story?
When I first started doing it, was just the painting. Started with the one painting, and then I said I started painting more, and then I got the jacket, and then I started getting the patches sewed on, and going to the tailor, getting the tailor to sew them on. Then I got the sewing machine, and then I guess the painting on the clothes started around the same time.
Okay, so not
As it all started within the last 4 years.
Oh, so the fashion too
Yeah.
started last. Okay,
But I've always been into creating, even like my son, when he was into remote control cars. I would buy the car. He's here, my son. I used to buy, from the thrift store. That's when I started even going to the thrift store. I never really went to the thrift store that much. I started going to the thrift store and buying our remote control cars, buying a big car, small car, chopping the front off and put them together and make them pop wheelies and make a better car. So I've always been creative. So, So that's when that all came together. When I moved here, I got the one painting. I painted the frame black. Got the paint. I said, "Caleb, put a little paint on here. Put a paint." Then I started finishing it off. I even got Kamal to do one of them. He's my son. He's autistic, but I told him pick a color, so he picked the color. I said put some paint on there. Nice. Put it on, and then I took made something out of that. The music too.
Yeah.
The Kamal, I've been into music since rap first came out.
Yeah. Okay.
When rap first came out, well, when we first started hearing it in Jersey was in like '79. My friends and I, we used to DJ, and then we started rapping. So I've always been into making music. And then I put that to the side too, and I went in the military, got out. And then I said, back in the late 90s, I started, actually making music, trying to get a record deal. I did some performances and stuff. And I still have music now being played around, streamed around the world. Not making a lot of money off it. But
that's a great creative outlet.
Yeah, so it's just always been creative, and looking to.
So saying that music was your first kind of creative outlet, like okay, so
definitely music was my first creative outlet because I've been making music. I've been doing music since, like I said, since '79. Me and my friends and I started rapping, writing raps, DJing, making mixtapes and stuff back in the '90s.
Who was the
guy? The '80s.
I'm trying to remember the guy that is credited for the inventing hip hop. Who was it? He was
Cool Herc.
That's it. Yeah. Yep.
He was the first. They used to take the.
I was talking to somebody about that just the other day. Yeah. That's great.
Cool Herc, I believe, is the one that back in, I think it was in Queens or in the Bronx, whatever. They would Queens, New York. They would take a record, a song, and just play the instrumental part of the song, and they would get two of the same, or it might not even be the same, but get two of the same records, and just when the instrumental part plays, and then when it comes to the singing part, cut that out, and then bring the instrumental part on the other one, and just all you hear is the instrumental part, and then the guys would rap to it. Yeah. And then when a friend of mine from Brooklyn, Lou, he came to Jersey with the tape. And we started doing it. We just started. We got a mic. I told my mother I want DJ equipment for Christmas. Got the DJ equipment. Got the turntable. And that's back when we had the old turntables with the belt drive. We had to put a 45. If you know what a 45 is, you know what a 45 is, because I think I'm a little older than you, so I don't know.
I got a turntable.
Okay.
I was born in '70. I have a turntable. Okay. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So the 45 was a small record. You would put that under the 12-inch so you can scratch or, mix. So we started doing that. And then we got a mic. We were rapping, my friends and I. And then, like I said, all of that stopped. That was in, like, say, 79, really. And then
before you even graduated high school.
Yeah, it was around '79. My friends and I, we were rapping, and then I went in the military in '81, and then I didn't start back rapping until the '90s. And then I started, making tapes and sending them out. Went to open mics, went to showcases and stuff, performed on stage. So that's where my first creative outlet was.
I love that.
That's great.
And then the art didn't start, like I said, until years later,
Mm-hmm.
like around 21 was when I first sold my house and moved here.
Mm.
Went in the backyard, put the painting down, and went to work on that. And then ever since then, I just started going to the thrift store, just buying canvases.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would see an artist. And I used to go to art galleries and all the, I feel bad because I wasn't really going to buy the art. I was going to talk to the artist to find out how they did it,
Mm-hmm.
And I learned a lot of stuff from like a lot of artists.
Yeah, a lot of artists are very generous, right, with
the information.
right?
Yeah, and I tell them, I'm a new artist. I'm learning. I'm here learning. I'm getting information. I'm learning from you. You're giving me a lesson, and they don't mind doing it. Most artists don't mind talking about how their process. So
absolutely, because the way you do it is going to be always different than the way they do it. Even if they explain it, if they give you instructions, step by step, you will always make a different painting.
and some artists, it's like, and I'm doing this now too. Like, somebody could see a piece of garbage, and we could see something that can be made into art.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I've seen some artists where it's like they don't throw anything away, and it's on here put together.
That's right.
And a piece that's it's nice. That's good, And like I was talking to one artist, and she had some. I don't know what type of material she was. What is that material? She said, "Well, I was at the steel mill, and I said, did you go to the steel mill for that? No, see, I went to the steel mill to get some steel, whatever, and I saw some dust on the floor. I said, can I have that dust? She took the dust and used it, So now I'm starting to think like that.
Yeah.
Everything I see is how can I make some art out of it?
Mm-hmm. I love that. That's such a fantastic.
You're among friends.
Yeah, so
you've met your clan here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to be in that
100%
clan.
with you. What's that?
I'm glad to be in that clan.
It's very exciting because we see things that no one else sees.
Yeah.
We see beauty in things that no one they'll walk right past it. And yeah, like I totally identify with all that. And actually, I wanted to share. You might want to also want to. There's an artist in here that I think has you would have a kinship with, and the artist is Nicole Strafacci.
Okay.
So Nicole Strafacci, she also has issues with insomnia, and also does a lot of her work. She does a lot of visual artwork, but also fashion too. So you would have a kinship there. Like, so this is actually an example of one of her pieces. So that's one of her. So that she uses textile. The doll.
Okay.
Yep. Sorry.
Yeah, I want to start doing some stuff with different types of material too.
Yeah, so I'll make sure that I'll share her Instagram. I think it's just Nicole Strafacci, but yeah, that's one artist that's in here that I think you would have a really probably meaningful conversations with about that mentality.
She does collage work, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's one piece, and then I think I have. Oh, there's a sculpture. That sculpture of with the human figure with the jeans. So that's also her. So, but she does collage work, painting.
That's another thing I'm getting into also. Well, I have a couple of things. Well, I had some because I was doing some photography, and I took some photographs. Put them on a canvas.
Nice.
Just to play around with that. And collage work. Well, like I said, I was telling you earlier, my son he likes the beach like me. So when he was younger, he made a beach list. He used to carry this beach list around, and so he made a list of all the beaches in New Jersey that he wanted to go to, which we went to as many as we
list
could.
Of beaches.
Yeah. So, and I got a picture. I wish I had it here. There's a picture of my two sons when they were younger. And his beach list is on there, and I put that in. Oh yeah, artwork, right? Yeah,
nice.
Maybe next show.
Yeah, next show. That's right. Yeah, I love. So that's another medium that I wasn't aware. So I love how it's such a wide range of very few artists really tackle all these kinds of media at once. Being a musician, being a writer. We didn't even get into your being an author. So author, musician, painter. Fashion, I love it. I love that multimedia experience that you're providing here.
As far as being an author,
Mhm.
I mean, I had a wild life,
Mhm.
you know, and sometimes I would tell people stories, whatever, and they say, you should write a book.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
said, you know what? Well, first I said, I want to make a movie.
Mhm,
But then I
mhm,
said, I'm
mhm.
gonna write a book, and then maybe I get some interest in the book, and then maybe make that into a movie. That's still something that could be on the horizon. But
Mhm, mhm.
while I was writing the book, it was like I was living it,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
then I got into writing, and then I took some different stories from a lot of stuff. A lot of the stuff is loosely based on true stuff. So
So it's
then,
like autobiographical. Yeah.
well, I mean, I took from the experiences and put it into the book. And like I
Yeah.
said, I would sit on my porch and be on my phone typing stuff in, and it's like I'm living the place. Like
Yeah.
I'm living it while I'm writing it. So I got into writing. I mean, I don't know how many more books I'm gonna write. You know, because most of the stuff is stuff that I experienced.
Sure. Oh,
So I
yeah.
guess if I go do some more living and get some more experiences,
Well,
then
you have 3 books available.
yeah, 3 books
Yeah,
available.
3 books. So already.
One of them is all fiction.
Mm-hmm,
Well, yeah, one of them is all fiction. The Makeover is all fiction.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But the other one, Vanishing Acts and Isla Margarita,
Mm-hmm.
is somewhat based on reality.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah, I love that.
And Isla Margarita, like I said, it takes place in Isla Margarita, which is an island off the coast of Venezuela, where I went and I met some people and I had a good time there. And so, like I said, when I'm writing it, I'm feeling like I'm in Isla Margarita while I'm writing. And then when I'm rereading it to try to edit it, it's taking me back there. So that's one thing I like about writing. So yeah, I mean, I probably will. I'm accumulating. I'm always taking notes about something I could throw in another book. So yeah, it might be another book.
Nice. And how many albums have you made, or music wise?
Well, about 5.
Five.
And then a
music
lot of
albums,
stuff
yeah.
I just put out as a single.
Mm-hmm. But you got 5 collections of yeah, and one of them is the one we're featuring here is a Man Machine.
Man Machine. That's the one
Is it the most recent one that you made?
Yeah, that's the most recent one that I put out.
Nice.
In the world. I have another one that I'm finishing up.
Mm-hmm. Can you speak a little bit about Man Machine? Like what's that about? What's the album about?
Well, I mean, there's no real theme to it. I'm a musician. I don't play any instruments. I use samples.
Mm-hmm.
I'm banging on that.
That's okay.
I use samples. So I get samples, hundreds and hundreds of samples. So I'll play a sample. If I like it, I'll put it into the machine, and then I'll listen to other samples, see what goes with it, put it together, and then when I get a group of samples together, then I make it into a composition. Now I have played some things like I have a keyboard, and I can't play the keyboard, but I'll do notes. Some songs where I have some notes where I played some notes in there, or sometimes I just peck something in. Actually, 2 of my songs, well, our songs, he played the drums. And I said, if you can just play the drums for 16 counts, 16 bars on beat, then I can loop it. So he did that. We don't claim to be great musicians, but he played the drums for, he stayed on beat for 16 bars. I looped it, then I added stuff to it, and so well, I try to bring him into everything,
Well, that's appropriate, like with the title of his Man Machine.
Yeah.
So
well, the reason I said
it makes sense. Yeah.
But can he just come in for a second?
Yeah. Come on in.
Just so I keep talking about him.
Switch over. Yeah. There we go.
Just come over here. So
keep going.
This is my son here. He helps me out with all my. He reads lines with me. He helped me. He participated in my first painting, and he's in some of my tracks.
All
right.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm Caleb. Nice to meet
you. Yeah. So you want to share about what's it like working with your dad? Artistic wise.
I mean, in regards with like artistic wise, I also feel like a summer.
The mic.
Got the mic. Yeah.
So I'm right now a second year college student, and I took some notes a little bit in regards with the introduction to art class that I took over the summer, and also give like my dad some advice a little bit about that. So in regards with To answer your question in regards with art,
Mhm.
you know, I kind of helped them like a little bit, like you said, like about with some of the artwork, and you know, we mess around with different colors and stuff like that. So, you know, even though we're not, you know, great at it, like I always tell him, like every time he shows me the different like artwork that he does, we say, you know, practice for the next one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
every piece I do is practice for the next one.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
think that's a great philosophy. All right.
All right,
Well,
thanks.
You. Yeah, thank you for
Thank you so
sharing.
much.
Yeah. So,
That was great talk.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, you're fine. Yeah, no, so I think we kind of went through just a quick overview of the many things. So it's I you'd be surprised like how like I notice most of the artists I encounter, or a good chunk of them, you know, they kind of focus on one thing,
yeah.
and I really love artists that allow themselves to explore things that they're like, you know, unfamiliar with or even uncomfortable with. Like there's something like I do that myself. Like I love explore. I like making myself uncomfortable, you know, with a thing. So and that what that does, it brings something new, you know, to your experience. You know, like that when you're only focusing on the comfortable things, then it becomes like a an echo chamber.
Yeah,
So I can see like I like that because and here's one of the questions I want to ask real quick is that so now that we talked about all these media, like how or in what way do you think they're all related? You know, do you think that there's a relationship between your music, your fashion, your painting, your writing? You know, like or are they all separate in your mind?
well, they're all tied into my ADD that I have. I can't stay with one thing. I can't stay with one thing.
Yeah, I get
You
that.
know, I mean, I would like to just be a master at one thing, but I just can't. I have, in fact, you know, I might have a shirt, two shirts that I'm trying to finish, a jacket I'm trying to finish, a painting I'm working on, a track I'm working on, and whichever one calls me at the time is what I do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So
really exciting.
That's I like to think of that as a good thing, but I don't know.
Oh no, I believe that. Yeah, I believe that what that does is that all the media feed one another. You know that your painting will feed your music, and your music will feed your writing. You know, and so on and so on. You know, so I think that you know there's that element. You know that when you work in a multimedia way, like if you like for example, if you have a block, like you can't figure out how to finish a painting,
Yeah.
you go to making some music, and then the music will give you an answer. You know,
Well, yeah.
So-
I mean, it's definitely connected because I mean, rap. I mean, I've done a lot of rap, but I don't really do as much rap now.
Mhm.
I'm a little old for the rap game, but I still make a rap song every now and
Yeah.
then. But I've been making more electronic music and more. I like more obscure music, which goes along with the
Mhm.
abstract paintings and with the jambalaya of stuff here on the shirt. You know, so it's
Yeah.
all it all ties together with that.
Oh, and not to mention like that you make music videos too.
Well, the videos I
love-
make, I use a lot of stock footage, and like him again. He's my cameraman.
I kind of loved Alien Professor. Like
Oh, yeah.
that was a really I love that album. The music video was I thought was I actually have that on the screen here.
Oh,
I was going to
okay.
show that. I really love that music video. I love
So
that.
you got the concept of it start. Well, the concept was to start out like as a nerd, right? And then
right.
the
I got
music
that.
transforms me into
Yeah.
like a Terminator type of guy, and you take off in a spaceship
That's
at
right.
the end, you know. But it's all stock footage. I mean, I do want to. I am going to get some more professional videos made with because when you're using stock footage, you're limited to whatever stock footage you can get or whatever you
Of
make
course.
of your own. But I definitely want to start making some more. Get a real, videographer and make some
Well, here's-
real professional.
So here's
videos.
how like when I saw your video, which I thought was really really great actually, that you're using the stock footage the way you're using your painting surfaces. Like you're using already, so you have a thrift painting, and then the stock footage is like that version. It's a video version of a thrift painting.
Yeah.
see how they're related, you know.
Yeah.
So like I love that. Like I was like, this is it's really brilliant. Like I think that's something to think about. When you're making music videos, is that like how does this relate to the other things that you're doing? And like you're using thrift clothing, to make your there is this like wonderful kind of interrelationship to all these things, and it may be conscious or unconscious, but I noticed that, which is why I really liked that video. So I'll show that to the group here.
And I do want, I mean, most of the clothes I make for myself have been, thrift clothes, but this stuff here is all brand new, brand new T-shirts and stuff.
Of course.
So I want to definitely start actually getting some clothes manufactured, get some good, I guess, fonts or some good artwork to have it, manufactured, mass produced.
Oh yeah, but you're using the objects that you're making the T-shirts with come from also that process. Did you say that these came from
anywhere like this?
Yeah,
I cut these out. I used some plastic to cut these out. This came from the dollar store. It was a decoration which I had to, decorations from stencils. This is from different. It could be like a toy. Or like these were some child sunglasses, the stars here, these hearts here, the crowns. This was, these lips. They're all different. These are just some round things I found. Just this here. I don't know what it was. It was like a round coaster type of thing, and it had the stars in it. So you get these things at the dollar store. I mean, at the thrift store for $1 or whatever. Some stencils. These are just stencils you get, but they all, this here I think was one of those non-skid that you put under the carpet. I don't know if you can see here. It's with the net.
Prevent slipping. Yeah,
it was one of those things that you put under the carpet. I just laid that on there. So anything you could find.
Yeah. Everything's open.
Like this here, I cut the bones out. Oh yeah, here it is right here. I mean, this is in fact, I was talking to the guy down the street. The store, the thrift store, not.
Oh, is it the Get a Grip?
Yeah, Get a Grip.
Yeah, and there's also the cellar door, which is also.
Yeah, but when I went in Get a Grip, I was trying to find something to use as a stencil.
Yeah.
And so this was. And he was like, what are you trying to do? I'm trying to explain to him what I'm trying. But this is from a radiator.
Oh, okay.
The radiator panel, the screen part that goes. So that's what this is from. So something I might get a lace tablecloth and lay it over and use that.
Yeah. Visual texture. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I'm fascinated with this, and I'm looking forward to having this. So we're having the Experience exhibition up until the end of the year. So I wanted to just invite everyone to come down and take a look at it. We're going to be featuring the music, fashion, the painting, and the literature and the books, all here. So I want to invite the community to come down to experience. So, but thank you, Rodney, for sharing your work with us. Are there any final questions that we want to ask? Are we good? All right.
Good.
All right. Thank you. All right. So please come check it out. So thank you again, and have a wonderful night.
Thank you.